Hello ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to Titanfall versus Call of Duty Ghost, or any of the Call of Duties, really, it doesn't really matter. The question, it's gonna come up a lot, because Titanfall, when you look at it, you're thinking Call of Duty, some of the developers are from the COD team. Is it better than Call of Duty? Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and kill the suspense now. God, yes, I've had more fun playing the beta of this game than I have in the entire time I've owned Call of Duty Ghost, and I got it on release night. I really have. It is so much fun. It's the one thing that players have been asking for from Call of Duty, and they never could put their finger on exactly what they wanted. They wanted something new. They wanted to change the formula. And just in this beta, I've definitely got the sense that, one, this is going to be my shooter, my couch shooter. I've got about 7 or 8 hours into the game now. I mean, I've been playing it as much as I possibly can. It's... Alright, well, let's get into the pros for Titanfall and get into my impressions of it after, like, the 6-hour mark. So, Titanfall, the big deal, Titans. They change the entire landscape of how this shooter plays out. I mean, these things are mobile, they're fast, they're easy to control. I mean, they control just like a soldier, a little bit bulkier, a little bit... I can't even say a little slower, they're actually faster, they're pretty maneuverable, but you've got alleys. There's only certain areas that these Titans can really move in, and it makes it a lot like a Dota type game, because you've kind of got lanes. It depends on which kind of game type you're playing. If you're playing Capture the Base though, you know the Titans can only go through certain areas on these maps, so if you know there's one coming, you might set up to try to take him out. It just changes the entire way you play, and then added into that, the mobility aspect of the game. You've got these jetpacks. I mean, I can jump from rooftop to rooftop, run off a wall, jump through a window, shoot a guy in the face, kick another off a building, and keep going. It just makes those moments, those gaming moments, I hate to steal the lines from Battlefield here, but those, you know, those Battlefield moments of, oh man, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. It's so much fun. So I have to give it to them. Level design with the verticality, the Titans, which are like 3 stories tall, so they'll come up to like the top of a building. And then you add in the wall running parkour kind of aspects to the game. It's definitely right now my favorite shooter. I'll have my Battlefield 4 for my combined arms and my big scale, but Titanfall, for these Titans, are just so much fun. All right, so we talked about mobility, we talked about Titans, fast pace. So it is 6v6, but the maps are full of these bots, these grunts. And there's been some complaints about them, and people are saying, oh, they're not all real players, I don't want to fight against bots. Well, the bots add something. I mean, it's non-stop. I mean, it's faster paced than Call of Duty, way faster paced. Because in COD, you've got alleyways or certain sections you can run down, and you run, you get got, you respawn, you try again. Sometimes you get 3-4 kill streaks. Maybe you're really good and you can keep going and going and going on 1 life. In this, you spawn, you're in a firefight, you're killing grunts, you're kicking people in the face, you're diving behind your buddy's Titan. I mean, it's just really, really fast paced. It's something you probably need to experience to get a handle on how quick and how intense the game actually is. So, the bots, or what do they call them in the Dota games? The creep. These guys, they drop in, and I think high-end players are really going to use these to their advantage. They're going to know when to make their push when they drop in. And they're important to kill because a lot of these they'll drop in a drop pod, and then a little group of soldiers will pop out. And 1 or 2 of them will have rocket launchers, which can actually do a substantial amount of damage to a Titan, so it's imperative that you take them down. Whether you're driving a Titan or jumping off walls and you see one of those pods come down, keep your guys alive. And it's also kind of a cat and mouse game with the other pilots, where you don't know, in the middle of the firefight, it's not very easy to figure out which one is the pilot and which one is the bot sometimes. Now, once they kick on their jump jet, only the pilots have the jets. It's really easy to figure it out, and then you'll start gunning those guys down or even hunting them down because you know they're the high priority threat. So I have to say, I was really impressed with the bots. Their AI is fantastic. I watched one bot got shot, was wounded on the ground while his buddy pulled him to cover while reporting to me, because I was in the area, that there's a enemy pilot like ahead or something like that. It was pretty cool. They actually call out locations, enemy Titan inbound, we've got a pilot in the AO, and they just start screaming out information, important information. Now that's one more thing I have to say about Titanfall. The presentation is fantastic. I mean, it really is fantastic. They start the game, you load up, at least the beta, you load up and it's all immediately like in character in the world. So you go through the tutorial right away, you learn how to play, you go through these simulations, then you dive into the actual game. And instead of just spawning you and everybody sits and they can't move and they look at each other and they wait for the round to start, you actually start off in a drop ship. In this futuristic setting, you're hovering over, and then you all drop down, and you see your reinforcements will rappel in. Nothing just spawns in, everything kind of makes sense. Your controller, your radio guy, or robot, or woman, or whoever it is that's talking to you, and I've had it change quite a few times in the different maps I've played, will give you information that's needed. You just lost Bravo, go take Bravo, and you'll have your bots scream out locations of enemy targets and snipers. It's all very in-universe, and I've never been immersed in a setting in a Call of Duty match, but in Titanfall, it's definitely got that kind of immersion factor, and I actually want to know more information about the background story. I love to see them, and hopefully we see this in the full release, maybe drop hints of what are they fighting over, you know, what's the reason that we're taking this city square? Just little bits that you get in there, and maybe they'll add that in updates as well. I'd love to see a multiplayer-esque story going on in this, because it's a cool universe. You've got these, like, robot guys with these boxed heads always with you. The Titans, of course. You've got these ship battles going on above you. I mean, they're pretty massive, like orbital fights going on in atmosphere, kind of orbital fights directly above your head. You see these big AA guns in the background shooting off. It's a really cool universe, and I'd love to see more.
Return to HQ. We are terminating this mission effective immediately.
Mission aborted. Proceed to nearest evac point for evacuation.
And that's the last point that I gotta make, is the sci-fi theme. Call of Duty is set, you know, in our world pretty much around modern day. Ghost is, you know, whatever. It's not something very new to us. This is definitely feels new, it feels fresh, the setting is interesting. So I have to give it to Titanfall in almost every regard. It looks damn good. The levels are well designed, especially taking into account the verticality of the matches. The Titans look amazing. Everything in the game just looks good, and you want to play more. So that's enough yapping about Titanfall. I still have some more beta access. I'm jumping in right now, and I'm getting this baby on day one release. I mean, hands down. I am way more excited for this than I am for any Call of Duty title in a long time. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and as always, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.